Hey, it's your boy Gavin. In this video, we're going to talk about the best strategy for Amazon Australia and the pros and cons. So don't go anywhere. Let's get into it. I want to compare it to Amazon USA. So then people have an idea of what to expect if they want to go into the Amazon Australia marketplace. And they're totally different platforms because Amazon USA has the majority of the traffic. However, Amazon Australia only has 28 million visitors per month. Amazon USA probably gets that in a day. So you still have the volume on Amazon Australia, but you can't do it with like one product. All right, you have to do it with multiple SKUs. So the volume is there on Amazon Australia, but you need a lot of product. All right, so you can still make 6 figures. You can still make 7 figures on Amazon Australia. A lot of people are sleeping on Amazon Australia, and it's growing. It's only going to get bigger and bigger. Now, if you're not familiar, Amazon Australia is not the biggest platform. Okay, it's dominated by eBay right now. But as I said in a previous video, you're going to find that eBay in Australia is going to be slipping. It's losing market share because the fact that eBay has a lot of dropshippers, Chinese dropshippers that are selling their items in China and they're dropshipping it directly to the customer in Australia. And people can get really cheap stuff, but it's going to take 14 days. This is all going to change. It's already changed in the US and it's going to change in Australia very soon. What customers are going to expect are fast deliveries. They're going to expect even same-day deliveries, which is already prevalent in the US. It's going to now migrate to the Australia. People are not going to, they're just simply not going to want to wait 14 days when they can get it in 3 days. So you're going to see the dominance of eBay Australia slip, and you're going to see the rise of Amazon Australia. It's going to get stronger and stronger, and it will dominate eBay probably in the next 5 years. Now, Amazon has billions of dollars to grow the platform, but you're going to see slow growth or progressive growth because right now Amazon Australia, there's only two warehouses. All right, there's one in Sydney and one in Melbourne. So their growth is, eventually we're going to see one in Brisbane, and then we may see one in Perth, and then we may see one possibly in country Victoria or country Sydney. Australia is a smaller country and doesn't have the customers as like Amazon USA does, but it's going to be a slow progression, and I think that you're going to see Amazon Australia be the #1 retailer in Australia. What's the best strategy for Amazon Australia? So when I first started, I basically did exactly the same strategy that people teach in Amazon USA, all right? And this is the real wrong strategy. If I was to do it all again, I would not do it. I would do it this way. So the strategy was go and do the research, download some software. There's a lot of softwares out there. Find out the competition, find out what's selling, then get a similar item, differentiated it a little bit, and then launch it on Amazon USA. Everyone's doing this, everyone's using the same software, and now it's got very competitive. You just simply can't do that anymore. So you have to innovate, all right? So you go out and buy 500 units, and this is what I did for Amazon Australia. I went out and bought 500 units, and it was a big mistake because if your product, if it's like #1 and it's like a back corrector, right? Unless your product is #1, then you're gonna probably make 10 to 15 to 20 sales a day, all right? And that's good for Amazon Australia. But in the US, you can do that. You can send 500, you can send 1,000 units back correctors to the US because the inventory space is unlimited. With the inventory space in Amazon Australia, it is limited. So you can only have 300 standard units and 100 oversized units. So off the bat, where are you going to store an extra 200 units if you just buy 500 units and you just follow the same strategy. It's not going to work. You're going to have to either put those 200 units somewhere in your basement or your bedroom, or put it into a third-party warehouse. And when you bring it to Amazon Australia, the sales volume is not there. So the 300 units may take you a year if you sell one a day, or maybe even 18 months to sell all that again. So you simply cannot go out and buy 500 units and then have all your money, right, that you spent on those 500 units, and then just have them sitting there to only sell 1 or 2 a week, or 2 or 3 a week, right? It's simply not going to work. That's why I have gone to a different strategy where you only get small volume. And this is the key to Amazon Australia. There's not many people teaching Amazon Australia, and they're all teaching the same thing. Go and buy 500 units, put it on Amazon Australia. This is the wrong. If anyone tells you that, it's because they're not selling on Amazon Australia. I can tell you now, I did it and it doesn't work unless you get like the #1 ranking. And even then, the competition is still pretty high, because people have already discovered Amazon Australia and they've got in there, and they've got the wireless earphone buds, they've got the back correctors, they've got flexible kind of elastic kind of bands that you put around your leg, fitness. All the really competitive products have already been taken, okay? They've already been taken. So if you're trying to get into that spot, it's going to be extremely hard. I mean, you can do it. You just need to run, external traffic to it, Facebook, Google ads, all that sort of stuff, to try to fight for that spot. But on the second page, and even on the third page, you're still going to get sales. You're not going to get as many sales, but you're still going to get sales. And what I found was I was bringing in products, and they wouldn't sell for 3 months. And then all of a sudden, bang, they started selling. And what I found was everything sells, all right? You just have to find that sweet spot in the price. And then it got me thinking, I'm thinking, if I just get smaller volume of not, say, 500 pieces, just get not even 100 pieces, just get 20 pieces or 10 pieces, put them up on an Amazon Australia, get like, half decent photos, which I got the manufacturer to get them for me, the supplier, and then just pop them up on Amazon Australia with an okay description. Don't just copy and paste it from Alibaba. Just put it like, spend maybe 5 minutes on the description and talk about the points. Very easy to do. There's been plenty of videos on that. What I found was my products started selling. I didn't sell a lot a day, but they started selling, all right? So and then I did this multiple times with multiple products. And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Why go for all the high competition products, which is what, most people will do. They'll fight for the #1. Instead, go for a wider approach. Get small volume of, say, 10 pieces only, 20 pieces, and then bring them in and do, reasonable pictures and reasonable SEO, and they will sell eventually. So I'm going for the low-hanging fruit, because the competition is not, like, literally everyone is focused on Amazon USA, and most people are sleeping on Amazon Australia. If you just go to YouTube, type in Amazon Australia, there's not many people talking about it. Maybe only three or four people talking about Amazon Australia. Very little people. Everyone's talking about Amazon USA. So this is where you can come in and you can get your products, get 10 or 20 pieces, and come in there and follow the rule of thirds, all right? So the rule of thirds is this. When you buy the product, you basically have to triple it to make your profit. So, for example, if you do your research and you find there's a product on page 2 or page 3, you go to bestsellers, you drill down. I do a video on this somewhere in my channel. You drill down and then you find a product and you differentiate it a little bit, get a different color, maybe bundle it. All the strategies that were on Amazon USA 2 or 3 years ago, you can actually use them on Amazon Australia, all right? Because there's literally very little competition at the moment. So then what you do is you drill down, you find a product, and then you just buy like 10 units and then bring it into Amazon Australia, and then it'll sell. You mightn't sell a lot, but then you just repeat this process. All right, you repeat this process, but you're not heavily invested into one. So if you buy a unit, if you buy, going back to the rule of thirds, if you buy something for $2, it's going to sell for at least $10, because by the time you just say it costs $2 to buy in China, and then it costs like another $1 to send it to Australia. Or let's say $2 to send it to Australia. There's $4. Okay. Now you have to, the rule of thirds. So you take $4 and you multiply by 3. So $4, then you multiply $8, and then you multiply that again. So that's $12. So you have to sell it for $12, because Amazon would roughly take about, by the time you add the referral fees and the selling fees, approximately about 33%. So based on that, you know that if you buy it and land it for $4, the Amazon cost and referral fee will be $4, and then the profit, if you sell it for $12, will be $4. Okay, this is before tax. Okay, so based on that, you can work your way backwards. So go on Amazon Australia, find a product that's selling, that it's possibly selling for $30. That means you've got to land it for $10. That means it's got to cost, say, $5. All right, this is all Australian dollars. That means by the time you convert it, you've got to buy it for maybe $4 US. Then it costs $5. Then you got the shipping, which just be generous, $5, another $5. It's landed at Amazon Australia for $10. Amazon will take another $10, because to use their platform, the fees, the referral fees, there's another $10. Now you're $20. You got to sell it for $30 or more. And what I do every day is I research and I find products. Like I've found so many products that I can buy for $2 or $3 and I can sell for $30. Now it's taken me, I do 2 to 3 hours research a day. I go to Amazon bestsellers, then I just keep on drilling down. Then I look at what they're selling on Amazon, on Alibaba. I make a spreadsheet using the rule of thirds. Now, if you can do 1 to 5 ratio, even better. So, you buy it for $2 and you land it for $2 and then you sell it for $10. Okay, so, but the minimum has to be rule of thirds. So, buy it landed cost $10. Amazon fee is going to give you, it's going to be another $10, and then you sell it for $30, so you got $10 profit before tax. So that's basically it. Just keep on researching. How do I find these products? I just drill down. Bestsellers, drill down. Make it different somehow, right? Don't ever get the exact same product. Make it different. A perfect example of this is if you go to pet toys, all right? Go to pet toys on Amazon Australia. Have a look. You'll see 3 or 4 sellers, and they're all selling a bunch of toys, a bunch of dog toys or cat toys. And what they've done is they just get, different types of toys, and then they bundle it into a package, and they sell it for like $30 or $40. So that's one way of doing it. You could just get your whole bunch of different toys, make it different, put it into a bundle, and then sell it on Amazon Australia. Now, that would still work, even though there's quite a bit of competition and there's probably about 4 or 5 sellers doing that. Your product would actually still work. And the reason why is because you get different toys, don't get the exact toys as those people. So how you find out what toys to get? Well, then you just go research on Google what toys that people want. I mean, they mightn't want a Frisbee. They might want different toys that no one has got. Then you bundle it, put it into a box, and then put a sticker on top. Very simple way of branding it, just a sticker on top. Cost you probably 50 cents, right? To put onto the brown box. This is exactly what I did with one product. Maybe you might want to put an insert. That might cost another 50 cents. It's just a piece of paper. You make it up on a Word doc, right? Put some little graphics around the side, and then send it to the supplier and say, hey, can you print this out and they'll put this little, it's just a thank you card basically. And it'll say, hey, thank you for purchasing my product, blah, 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 blah. Here's a coupon code for the next purchase. And then when they open it, it kind of looks customized, but it's still better than not being customized, but it's not really professional, but it's still differentiating it somewhat. And it probably only costs you $1 to do that, okay? Because you're, when you get into the bigger volumes of 500 or 1,000, they'll do all this for free, but you need to purchase bigger volume. You're only purchasing small volume in the beginning, so you can take all these kind of shortcuts just to differentiate it in the beginning. If you're only doing 10 units, here's another tip. What the supplier will have is like a generic box, all right? So let's say it's a coffee maker, right? It's one of those espresso machines. And what they'll have is a generic box. So this is a color box, not a brown box, but a color box that has no logo or company on it. It just says, here it is, it's 350 mil. On the back, the material, whatever it is, and it's got some graphics on it, but there's no label on it. Ask them for the generic box. At least it's still a color box, and they might throw that color box in for free, but there's no label on it. There's no name. That's still a good way of at least getting the product. The customer look at it and go, oh wow, they've got their coffee maker, their espresso machine, hasn't got your name on it, but still, it's still a color box. It looks better than a brown box. Now, another way you could do it is just to get your logo, get it printed out on a sticker, and get the sticker to put on the color box, all right? So it looks like you're branding it, but the branding is not in the actual printing of the box, it's just a sticker that goes on top. So you get your logo and you just put it like in the top right corner or somewhere on the box where it looks like it's part of the actual whole design, right? Once you have the design of the actual box, then you can then design the logo accordingly and just get your supplier to put the logo on top. That's another cheap way to customize the box, all right? Trust me, it'll help. Then obviously if this product sells, then you order the bigger volume, all right? So what we're doing essentially on Amazon Australia is we're going wide, we're finding a lot of low-hanging fruit, then we're testing it with small volume, 10 pieces, 20 pieces. That way we're not risking our inventory. Like we don't know what's gonna sell, right? At the end of the day, you can look at software, you can look at anything, all you want, but until you actually do it, because there's a lot of variables involved, then you know it sells. And once it starts to sell and it gets more volume, you go from say 10 pieces, then you go to say, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 pieces. You see how long that sells, and then if that sells well, then you go to 100 pieces. But you don't go, you just gradually go up, okay? Because you're managing your cash flow, and then you're just using your profits back into the getting more inventory, because you already know that it already sells because you've done the rule of thirds, all right? And that's kind of like a surefire way of getting profit out of your product. If you get a very similar product to someone else, but it's differentiated somewhat, people are still going to buy your product. Like for example, let's say, again, we use the coffee maker espresso example. You get an espresso, one's silver, and your one is like copper, right? For example, people are going to, and side by side, they're pretty much the same thing, right? There's going to be people that are going to buy the silver one, and that may be the most popular one. You're the only one that has copper, and it's not a very big moat, okay? You're not building a big moat around your product. All you want to do is you want to sell the product. You want to make sure it sells. People are going to buy your one because it's copper, because you're the only copper one, okay? Now, what we're doing here is we just want to make money initially, all right? You can do the branding later, but you just want to make money. And if you have multiple SKUs, it's going to, even if a competitor comes in and tries to take over that product, you still got 10, 20, 30, 100 different SKUs. My strategy with Amazon Australia is different to Amazon USA. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of people that are just like, they got like 1 or 2 or 3 SKUs and they're making 100 grand a month, which is awesome, all right? But that's where they'd stop. You can't do that volume and only have 2 or 3 items on Amazon Australia. I mean, you could, but at this point in time, it's likely that you won't because you're just a newbie, all right? And you know, again, all the top products positions are already taken. So you have to go wide. You can still do like 100K a month, but you're gonna have to do it with a lot of SKUs. Maybe 50, 100, 200, 300 SKUs. That's the way you do it. So you still can make the money on Amazon Australia, but you just need a lot of products, okay? And that's fine, it just takes a little bit more work. So this is what people are sleeping on. This is where you can come in, you can test your product with small volume, very, very, very small risk. If it sells, repeat the process. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So let me just throw an example out there. If you've got 100 SKUs and they're just selling one a day, and your profit margin with that SKU is $10. All right, you've got 100 SKUs, they're selling one a day. That means you're only going to sell 30 a month. Okay, you're only going to sell 30 a month. And so you multiply 100, you got 100 SKUs, times 10, you're making $1,000 a day. Okay, profit, you're making $1,000 a day, you're making $30,000 a month, but you got 100 SKUs and you're only selling one a day. So each SKU only sells one a day, 30 pieces of one SKU, and you've got 100 SKUs and you're $1,000 a day. You can still make that money, but you're just going to need more SKUs. That's just how it is on Amazon Australia. All right, that's the difference between Amazon USA. You can do it with one product. Here, you could do it with one product, but it's highly unlikely. You're just going to have to do it way, way more SKUs. All right, but there's still opportunity there. There's so much low-hanging fruit in Amazon Australia. It's ridiculous. Okay. So that's it, guys. Go in there and start getting your first product and go out and spend 50 or 100 bucks getting your first 10 pieces and put it on Amazon Australia and do decent description and get some photos from the manufacturer and see how you go. Fly it in with like standard shipping, get the supplier to do DDP. So just tell them you don't want express shipping through DHL, you just want to do like 14-day shipping. Just tell them you want the cheapest cost on the air shipping as possible. I'm assuming that your product is not too big and bulky. And just get your first product up there and start launching it and see how you go. If you do, leave a comment below and let us know how you go with your first product. Then just repeat that process. So I know this video is a little bit long, but I hope you get an idea of exactly how to approach it the right way on Amazon Australia. All right, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.